they're perfect together. It just meshes, the sort of thoughtful, introspective, quiet Ralph and the vivacious, sort of charismatic, blow the doors off Suzanne.
People will say the most pleasant thing is to have dinner with your parents. Not with one, not with just the other, but together. And there's just a warmth and a love, and they've had that wonderful chemistry, and out of that has come two different but purposeful people who care about this city and care about doing the right thing.
The love that comes out of their hearts is the same love that you see people who are 18 or 22 or 32.
Ralph is a low-key but determined executive. Ralph had a way of managing any crisis, any crucible, any situation in the most positive manner. And because of that, I think we were able to achieve great things.
Ralph stands at the absolute pantheon in terms of being one of the most successful business people in America in the 20th century. He bought a 1,200 customer community antenna television system, and 50 years later, that company now has 139,000 employees, over 22 million customers, is one of the largest media and communications companies in the world.
Ralph was always very optimistic, very supportive, a real can-do attitude, and he always made us feel like we could do anything.
A lot of what he's tried to do was to build a culture into Comcast of community giving. So his theory was, we live in a community, we work in a community, let's have the company be part of that community and give back to that community. Today we have something called Comcast Cares Day, which is the largest single day of service of any corporation in America, maybe in the world.
Ralph is a very proud graduate of our Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, and he's a very strong supporter of Penn Medicine, and he has supported the Roberts Proton Therapy Center at the University of Pennsylvania. It is the largest proton therapy center in the world. There is patient care here second to none, right here in Philadelphia. And that's what Ralph and Suzanne and the Roberts family make possible.
We wanted to do a biography of my dad, and we got a wonderful writer, and he started to do interviews with him. The author came to see me and said, according to your father, he didn't do anything. The whole thing just happened, and everybody else made it happen. He's the worst interview I've ever had. But everybody I met at the company loves him like a father or a grandfather or a brother. They all are in awe of him and love him. I've never seen anything like this. That's what I'm going to write about.
When I think of generosity with my dad, I think of generosity of spirit. He will talk to anybody about anything. And the other thing, he is incredibly supportive of my mother. My mother is a great role model. She has tremendous energy and a tremendous voraciousness for life.
They broke the mold on Suzanne, and she does everything unconventionally with tremendous enthusiasm.
She's very artistic, and she has put a lot of time and effort as well as resources into supporting a range of artistic endeavors in and around the city.
She's a force of nature, Suzanne. She is someone that always wants to help. Seeking Solutions with Suzanne is a public service television show geared toward the 50-plus audience. So its mission is to improve the health, expand the horizons, and enhance the lives of senior citizens. We've dealt with coming out later in life. We've dealt with stem cell research. We've dealt with HIV in the aging population. We've done it all, and I think that's one of the things that is unique about Suzanne's show, is it not only deals with some of the expected topics, health and well-being, but she kind of pushes the envelope to deal with some topics that are just as important but rarely touched on. Suzanne has inspired me by teaching me that you're never too old to try something new, learn something new, and go after what you want.
The first time I met Mrs. Roberts. I just remember thinking just how loving and compassionate she was. Somehow she finds the time to use all her talents and to give back to the community and to inspire others.
Mrs. Roberts is a person who really loved classical music and arts. And so she came to this concert at Curtis. And I was coincidentally playing a concert that night. And so after the concert, she came to me, and I see this lady, and she gave me a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. And then the few days after, my school gave me a notice saying that Mrs. Roberts wants to be my fellowship benefactor. She is everything to me. She helps me so much in my education. She encourages me. She is everything.
When Suzanne supports you, you have a friend and a collaborator. Suzanne is an actress, so she understands what the art form is about. So when she lends support, it's really not simply at the philanthropic level. She gets personally involved with that intelligent philanthropy, the kind of philanthropy that goes to where you need it most, and she really gets that.
Just about everything about Ralph and Suzanne make Philadelphia a better place. They really have this faith in the endless potential of Philadelphia.
When you recognize the purpose of the Philadelphia Award when it was created, which was to shine a spotlight on individuals who have made lives of Philadelphians better as a result of their commitment to our community, there are no more deserving winners of this award than Ralph and Suzanne Roberts.
When you write the story of the turnaround of the city of Philadelphia, Ralph and Suzanne were extraordinarily prime movers in all of that.
They are worthy recipients because of what both of them have done to further the interests of the city.
And I think we have to recognize people who've been here for a long time, have contributed to the community over a long period of time, and they serve as a model for the next generation, or really 2 generations or 3 generations from now.
Both my parents are my heroes, and I think that's not just true for me, I think that's true for everybody in my family. And I speak for, I think, all of us in saying you've set the tone and the model for how to live a purposeful and enjoyable and thoughtful and loving life, and together and for all of us. And you're our heroes.